If you're serious about achieving your dream, the very first step, before the strategy, before the action, is clarity. Clarity is non-negotiable. Without it, you're just busy, not productive. You're moving, but you're not moving forward. Too many people confuse being in motion with making progress. They set vague goals like "I want to be successful" or "I want to do something meaningful," and then wonder why they feel stuck. Vague goals lead to vague actions, and vague actions deliver vague results. You cannot chase what you can't define. When I say clarity, I mean specificity. What do you want, not what your parents want, not what your peers are doing? What do you actually want your life to look like? You need to get incredibly detailed. What is your dream? Is it building a multi-million-dollar company, writing a book, becoming financially free, relocating to a new country? If your dream doesn't have a definition, it doesn't have a deadline. And if it doesn't have a deadline, it's not real. It's a wish. Clarity gives you the power to focus. It allows you to say no to what doesn't fit. And let's be honest, saying no is hard when you don't know what you're saying yes to. Clarity helps eliminate distractions. It lets you stop chasing every shiny object or every new opportunity that crosses your path. Once you're clear on your dream, you're not interested in busy. You're interested in effective. Every hour, every task, every connection either brings you closer or pulls you further away. With clarity, that distinction becomes obvious. Clarity also fuels confidence. Most people aren't afraid of hard work. They are afraid of working hard on the wrong thing. When you're unsure about your dream, self-doubt creeps in. You second guess decisions. You hesitate to take action, but when you're clear, truly clear, on what you want, you start making faster decisions. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You stop asking for permission. You lead with purpose instead of fear, and that shift is everything. Don't expect clarity to fall into your lap. It's not a feeling, it's a decision. You need to create space to define it. Sit down with a pen and paper and answer the hard questions. What does success look like for me? What kind of impact do I want to make? How do I want to feel every day? Who do I need to become to live this vision? If you can't answer these questions today, that becomes your job right now, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. And once you have clarity, revisit it often. Your dream might evolve as you grow, and that's okay, but you can't move towards something you've forgotten or ignored. Reconnect with it, visualize it, speak it out loud. Align your calendar, your habits, and your energy with it. Let it shape your decisions. Let it inform your priorities. Let it pull you forward on the days you don't feel like showing up. Clarity is not about perfection. It's about direction. You don't need to know every step, but you do need to know the destination. The people who achieve their dreams aren't the ones with the best resources. They are the ones with the clearest vision. They're not wasting time wondering what they're supposed to do. They've decided, and that decision changes everything. So stop waiting for clarity to find you. Go out and create it. Your dream is waiting, but it won't wait forever. Discipline is what shows up when motivation disappears, and it will disappear. Some days you'll feel inspired, most days you won't. That's the truth no one wants to hear because we're all conditioned to wait for the right mood, the perfect environment, or the magical moment where we finally feel like it. But the people who actually achieve their dreams, they don't wait for the feeling, they build the discipline. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need another podcast episode telling you how capable you are. What you need is to show up when it's boring. When it's uncomfortable, when it's thankless, because that's where the results lie. Discipline isn't loud, it's not sexy, it's not flashy. It's getting up at 5:00 a.m. to train when no one's watching. It's making the cold calls when you'd rather scroll Instagram. It's sticking to your plan when everyone else is improvising. Motivation is emotional. It's tied to energy, to circumstances, to weather, to your mood. You can't build a legacy on something that fragile. Discipline, on the other hand, is a decision. It's a habit. It's the agreement you make with yourself to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It's the quiet force that compounds over time until your results are undeniable. Look at anyone you admire, anyone who's built something remarkable. They didn't get there because they were constantly hyped up. They got there because they committed, they followed through, even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard, because that's when it counts the most. If you only show up when it's easy, you'll always be average. Your dream doesn't care how you feel, it only responds to what you do. Discipline is also freedom. That might sound backwards, but it's true. When you're disciplined, you take control of your time, your mindset, and your outcomes. You don't get pushed around by distractions. You don't get derailed by setbacks. You don't fall behind because life got busy. You run your day instead of letting your day run you. You build trust with yourself, and that kind of trust, knowing that you'll follow through no matter what, is powerful. It builds confidence, it creates momentum, it turns you into someone who gets things done. You want to change your life, start by changing your standards. Decide that showing up is no longer optional. Decide that your future matters more than your temporary comfort. No one's going to hand you discipline. You earn it. You build it one choice at a time. You build it when you hit snooze or get up. You build it when you say yes to the plan or let the excuse win. Every action is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming, and let's be clear, discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. You will mess up. You will fall short. That's part of the process. But the disciplined person doesn't stay down. They don't let one bad day turn into a bad week. They reset, refocus, and get back to work, because discipline isn't just what you do, it's who you are becoming. So stop waiting to be in the mood. Stop searching for the next burst of inspiration. Start acting like the person who already has the result you want. How do they think? How do they show up? What do they prioritize? Do that now, not when it's convenient. You don't need to feel ready. You need to start, and then you need to keep going. Discipline beats motivation every time, and when you master it, there's no dream that's off limits. If you want to achieve your dream, you have to own your results, fully, completely, without exception. That means taking radical responsibility for where you are right now and where you want to go. Not some of the responsibility. Not the parts that feel good or make you look successful, all of it, because until you do that, you are giving away your power. And if someone else is responsible for your results, then someone else is in control of your future. It's easy to fall into the trap of blame, blaming the economy, your boss, your partner, your past. But here's the truth, blaming doesn't change your circumstances. It just lets you stay stuck in them. If something isn't working, your business, your health, your mindset, it's your job to fix it, not someone else's. Ownership means you stop pointing fingers and start asking better questions. Not why is this happening to me, but what can I do differently? That shift is everything. When you own your results, you stop making excuses. Excuses might protect your ego in the short term, but they destroy your progress long term. You're either getting the result, or you're getting the story you tell yourself about why you can't. Which one do you want more? Because both aren't possible. You can either defend your limitations or change them, but you can't do both. This kind of ownership isn't about guilt or shame, it's about power. If you caused it, or even contributed to it, then you have the power to change it. That's empowering. That means you're not waiting around for permission. You're not hoping someone comes in and saves you. You're the one driving the ship. You decide how hard you work. You decide how you respond to setbacks. You decide how you spend your time, your money, your energy. Every decision you make either builds momentum or breaks it. And owning your results means owning both the wins and the failures. Celebrate the success, yes, but also take full responsibility when things don't go according to plan. That failed launch, own it. That missed deadline, own it. That toxic environment you've tolerated for too long, own it. This is how you grow. Leaders who achieve big things don't hide from feedback. They chase it. They don't take failure personally. They take it seriously. Because it's not about ego. It's about evolution. Here's where most people get stuck. They wait for the perfect circumstances before they take ownership. They say things like, once I have more time, I'll get serious. Or once I have a better team, I'll start producing better results. But ownership doesn't wait, ownership leads. You don't wait for everything to be aligned. You create alignment by stepping up and setting the tone. You go first, you do the hard thing, you raise your standards, and then you hold yourself accountable to them. There's freedom in ownership, there's clarity. You don't waste time wondering who's at fault because you already know it's you, and that's a good thing, because if it's you, then it's fixable. If it's you, then you're not powerless. If it's you, then the outcome is yours to shape. So look at your results right now. Not your intentions, not your effort, but your actual results. Are they where you want them to be? If not, what are you willing to do about it? What conversations are you avoiding? What habits are you ignoring? What truths are you refusing to confront? Owning your results isn't easy, it's uncomfortable, but it's also the only path to the life you actually want. And once you decide to stop outsourcing your power, everything changes. Your dream becomes possible, but only when you own it. A dream without structure is just a fantasy. If you're serious about achieving something big, you need to build a winning routine, a system that supports your vision every single day. Goals are important, but routines are what get you there. It's not about doing one big thing perfectly. It's about doing the small things consistently. Over time, that consistency creates momentum, and that momentum creates results. No one stumbles into success. It's built brick by brick through daily habits. Your routine either supports your dream or sabotages it. There is no neutral. If you wake up late, skip planning your day, let distractions dictate your focus, and call it just one of those days, you're not just wasting time, you're delaying your dream. Every day you lack structure is a day you give away your power. That's not a schedule issue, that's a priority issue. A winning routine starts with clarity. You need to know exactly what you're working toward and then reverse. Engineer the steps that will take you there. Ask yourself, what does the person who already has my dream do every day? How do they start their morning? What do they say no to? How do they handle pressure? Then model your day around those answers. Because if you're not acting like that person today, you're not becoming them. Mornings matter. You don't have to be a morning person, but you do need to take control of how you start your day. A solid morning routine primes your mindset, locks in your focus, and sets the tone for how you show up. It might include planning your priorities, moving your body, reading, journaling, or reviewing your goals. It doesn't have to be long, it just has to be intentional, because when your day starts with intention, the rest of the day follows that lead, and then there's time blocking. If you don't own your calendar, it will own you. Don't just make a to-do lists. Schedule your priorities. Block out time for deep work. Block time for follow-ups. Block time for recovery. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Your dream deserves more than leftover energy at the end of the day. It should have protected time. Treat it like the most important meeting of your life, because it is. The key to a great routine isn't complexity, it's alignment. Your daily actions must align with your long-term goals. If you say you want to write a book but never schedule writing time, you're lying to yourself. If you say you want to get fit but keep skipping workouts, your actions don't match your vision. That kind of misalignment erodes your confidence. But when your routine reflects your values, you build self-trust. You start to see progress, and that progress fuels belief. Discipline will carry you through the days motivation doesn't show up, but systems will carry you through the months when life gets chaotic. A good routine is your safety net. It's what keeps you grounded when you're overwhelmed. It's what keeps you moving when the finish line feels far away. It creates certainty in the middle of chaos because it tells you exactly what to do next. And yes, life will throw curveballs. There will be days when things go sideways. That's why flexibility is part of a strong routine. But don't confuse flexibility with laziness. The point is to adjust without abandoning the plan. One bad day doesn't ruin progress. Skipping once doesn't mean starting over. The magic is in returning to your system again and again, because that's what professionals do. They don't rely on willpower. They rely on structure. Your dream is too big to be left to chance. Build a routine that reflects how serious you are. Build a system that supports your growth, because once your routine is strong, your results become inevitable. Who you surround yourself with matters more than you think. Your circle, the people you choose to spend time with, will either raise your standards or reinforce your limits. You can be driven, talented, and committed, but if you're consistently around people who think small, move slow, or settle for average, eventually, you'll shrink to fit your environment. That's not because you're weak, it's because you're human. Proximity influences perspective, and over time, your circle becomes your ceiling. Look around at the people closest to you. Are they chasing big goals? Are they holding themselves accountable? Do they challenge you to level up? Or do they normalize excuses, procrastination, and playing it safe? If you're always the most motivated person in the room, that's not a compliment, it's a warning. You're in the wrong room. Growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It happens when you're stretched, challenged, and pushed beyond what you think is possible. This doesn't mean you cut people off without reason. It means you become hyper, intentional about who has access to your energy, your attention, and your time. Your dream is too valuable to be surrounded by negativity, drama, or people who don't get it. The wrong circle will drain your ambition. They'll question your goals. They'll project their fears onto you and call it being realistic. You don't need that. You need people who believe in you, yes, but more than that, you need people who expect more from you. There's a difference between people who cheer for you and people who challenge you. The best circle does both. They celebrate your wins, but they don't let you coast. They call you out when you're slipping. They ask you hard questions. They hold up a mirror and remind you of who you said you want to be. That kind of accountability isn't always comfortable, but it's necessary. And don't wait for this circle to magically appear. Go build it. Put yourself in rooms where excellence is normal, where success is expected, where conversations revolve around goals, growth, and solutions, not complaints and limitations. That might mean investing in a mastermind, hiring a coach, joining a group of like-minded professionals. Yes, it might feel intimidating at first. That's the point. If your circle doesn't stretch you, it's not helping you. Also, check your own energy. You attract what you tolerate. If you want to be surrounded by high-performers, you need to be one. Show up with discipline, integrity, and ambition. Be the kind of person others are proud to collaborate with. Your circle isn't just about what you can get. It's about what you bring. High-level people don't want excuses. They want results. So bring your best as you grow. Your circle may need to change, and that's okay. Not everyone can come with you. That doesn't make them bad people. It just means they're not aligned with where you're going. Growth requires evolution, and sometimes that evolution includes letting go. It's not about cutting people out in anger, it's about honoring your future more than your comfort. You can love people and still limit your exposure to them if they're pulling you in the wrong direction. Your environment is either fueling your dream or capping your potential. If you're serious about leveling up, audit your circle, who inspires you, who challenges you, who drains you, then act accordingly. Because when you elevate your circle, you elevate your ceiling. You start thinking bigger, moving faster, and expecting more, not just from others, but from yourself, and that's where transformation begins.